Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This week I'm going to be showing you my office tour, so let's get into it. So this part here is my feature wall, and I painted it navy after seeing Lydia at East Millen's living room, I believe it is. Her house is amazing, so check her out, check out her home account as well on Instagram. But I loved her feature wall, and I felt like when everybody gets an office, they paint it all white, which is beautiful as well. But I just wanted something that was a little bit different, so when I create my content and just coming into the office, I feel a very mature and professional but homey cozy kind of vibe. So yeah, I'm not the best painter, and I'm going to be honest with you guys, the painting job here is not done. Like, there's so much that needs to be done here in general with the whole office, but yeah, that's why the wall is navy. You guys have probably seen this very popular IKEA shelf, which everybody has. Can't remember the name of it, Calyx or Dalix or something. But I got the 16 cube one from IKEA, and it's perfect for just storage reasons. I put everything here. My mum kindly got me these fashion books from Costco, so that's great. I stocked my books here, so the book that I wrote about personal branding and what I learned last year. And then these drawers have like packaging stuff, kitchen stuff, folders, paper, put my bag, my toaster. I literally just put all the little bits that I need to store away somewhere here that look nice and pleasing too, so when I walk in I feel good and refreshed. This is my desk. This is where I work from. So again, from IKEA, I just bought 2 white tabletops, and I can't remember the name of the legs, but you buy them separately. Super cheap and affordable. With my desk, I spray painted the legs gold. I don't know why. I think I was just trying to do something really, you know, aesthetically pleasing or whatnot. But I actually wanted an oak table. I think they're called hairpin tables, and I still want one, but just because this office isn't my forever office and they're a bit more on the pricey side, I felt like that will be for my next office, but for now this will do. So yeah, I have 2 of these, so I work on this side, and if anybody is ever in, then they'll work on the other side. But it's just really nice to have a nice white table. It allows me to think. My head is just clear, and I keep it empty and clean the whole day because I just need to focus. Basically, I get really distracted. So yeah. Okay guys, so this is my little kitchen area. So I'm very proud of this area just because I feel like it makes you feel like you actually have an office, like you actually have a business. You know, I remember when I got like the tea mugs and the coffee, and I was saying to my assistant like, wow, this is actually happening. This is all very real. So it sounds very small, but you know, I can't wait to have an even bigger kitchen with a bigger team, and it's just the conversations that you have when you're making your tea or your coffee. I don't know, this feels very homely. It reminds me of when I used to work in an office as well. So yeah, I got my fridge for free from a friend because I think that they were cleaning out a lawyer's office, so they got a microwave and a fridge, and they just messaged me and said, hey, like, do you want this is free? I know you've got an office. So that was really helpful. Otherwise, these are typically about £70 or so for a mini fridge. Just got a bunch of plates I want from Sainsbury's. My mum kind of got my assistant and I some mugs from Sainsbury's. My mum is the most supportive person in the world, so she gets me all these little things to just remind me that she supports me and she believes in me. So yeah, and food in the fridge that there's hardly any food in, so don't worry about that. Microwave, as like I said, it came from my friend for free, and then my little kettle as well, which again, when I got this kettle, it's like £10, but I just felt like, wow, this is real business stuff, like buying kettles for the office. I don't know, it just felt really good and growing to kind of see the growth. I don't know how a £10 kettle kind of like equates to that, but yeah. Anyways, so next we have this white curtain. So behind this curtain is actually a red garage door, and this is just how all the units in this building come like. But as you can see, it does not go with the aesthetic. So for a while we had it up, and I was like, oh, I'm going to put some white curtains up, but I finally did it a few months ago. And these curtains are from IKEA, and then the curtain rod is from John Lewis, because that was the only place I could find that would have a long enough curtain rod for this garage door. And then I just cut it and overlocked the bottom so it could all look very nice and pretty. I don't really use this as much as I'd like to, but I think it would be great for creating content, whether it's YouTube videos or like outfit pictures, or even taking pictures of my designs when I get back to designing a lot more, which is very soon. But yeah, this is just a great little place to have here. And then we have a clothing roll, again from IKEA as well. And I just, well, before when I was making all the orders, I'll just hang them up here, and then at the end of the day, or we used to actually do them every other day, just package everything up and ship them out. But yeah, I mean, you don't have to spend so much money. Even with this saves me having to go and booking a photo studio for I don't know, like £200 for the day, where I could be a bit more resourceful and lean with my money at this stage where I'm at with my business, and just take pictures of my office for free, considering that I'm already paying rent here anyways. So over here is where the magic happens. So when I was sewing all my orders before, this table is actually in the middle of the office, and it really helps moving around, because when you're cutting, I'm right-handed, I cut to the right, so I always have to move myself around the table to get that right angle for me to cut comfortably. But because I'm no longer sewing anything, and I'm now looking into the manufacturing route, I put this to the back, but just because you never know when I want to whip up a jumpsuit or something. So I'll be keeping this definitely. And again, this is from IKEA, but I got the extended legs. And why this is really helpful is that before, when I was working at home, I could only have my sewing table, and I was bending down to sew all the time, which is really, really bad for your back, especially when you're doing that from a young age and you're doing that for years. And I'm 23, so I don't want to do anything to my body that would affect me in the future. So getting this table and having it at waist length, I'm wearing boots with heel right now, so I obviously look a bit taller, but having it at waist length is where it should be when you are cutting or doing anything of that nature. Then all of these units and storage boxes here are from Argos, again super cheap and cheerful, and I just store a lot of fabric, supplies, tools, things like that. On top, I have some of the stuff for the planners that we've been selling. I'll show you our shelf in a bit, but there's hardly any planners there that's left. But you know, our 12-week calendars that come with the planner, they're all stored over here. And so yeah, when you purchase a productivity planner from the Entry platform, it comes with a 12-week calendar, and what you do, you cross off each day, and it just makes you feel like you're really working towards your goal. It motivates you throughout the day to keep pushing with whatever your habits are, because you know you want to see a complete streak, as opposed to not having a visual aid to really help and push you for your goals. There's also some tissue paper, some thank you cards, things like that. And before, again, when I was sewing, I would have, I can't really show you because it's personal details, but the customer's name, their order number, what they've ordered, the size, the colour, whether it's been cut, sewn or sent, and any notes, because some people might be quite short, so I'd have to make it shorter, things like that. So that will all be stored over there. And you're probably wondering what these are, but this is my podcasting equipment. And funny enough, before I was recording this video, I was having a conversation about the podcast and how it started. And I've always wanted to have a podcast for fashion designers. Everything I do is centered around fashion and helping others who want to be designers or have a brand already. And my podcast interviews other designers, and you'll see a video about that soon, where I go into how I started and how you guys can start for free as well. But when I started, I didn't necessarily have the funds to comfortably go and buy the microphone and everything that I needed to start. So I used a free website to record my voice, and I would call someone on the phone or go on Zoom and would have a conversation, and I'll literally record it for free. And funny enough, recently in December, Stephen, who maybe you guys know from the podcast Direct CEO, he created a competition to, well, firstly, he was #1 on the UK podcast for businesses, and he was the only black person there as well in the top 50. So he created a competition to help other black podcasters by giving them equipment and whatnot. So I kindly and luckily won that, so I'm very, very happy about that. And they delivered a Blue Yeti X microphone, which I'm absolutely love with. I had an interview last week and I used it, and I was like, this is just a game changer. Anything to make the audio experience and the experience overall better for the listeners, that's all I want to do. So that was amazing, and I'm so happy to get it. And it just goes to show, like, imagine if I didn't start my podcast, I wouldn't have been able to even pitch my podcast when he had this prize, because I would have been thinking, oh, like, I don't have the money to get the microphone or whatnot. But just holding on, being patient, and being lean in my business as well actually got me an even better microphone than I would have got for free. And then I bought a pop shield from Amazon, which was like £6-7 or something. And this is to just help keep the sound and everything like in, I think. I don't know, these things are technical. And then I bought an Audio Technica headphone set, which apparently is the one when it comes to recording your podcast, but also listening to it at the same time, so that you know that it sounds good, and that you can just hear everything basically. So that's that. And yeah, I've got a podcast interview coming up that you guys will see on YouTube as well. But if you want to listen to the podcast, check out Designer to Designer on Apple and Spotify. And yeah, the ratings should speak for itself. Okay, so over here is where I keep my machines. So I have a Brother Lock 734DS overlocker, and I have a Singer Promise machine, which was honestly about £100. The overlocker was probably £300. Then I've got my little bits and bobs that I use regularly when I do so, which honestly is not often anymore. But this is a game changer. I love this for snipping threads. And then I've got my fabric scissors. I've got some pins and that little brush to clean your overlocker. And yeah, a lot of stuff here. But yeah, this is where I sit. And I used to have this section over here where this green table is, but I find that working here where it's bright and light is really helpful. Underneath I've got bubble wrap that I obviously move when I'm sewing, and then my thread box, but I'm happy that you guys see it in a not necessarily perfect condition, but it's decent. And then we have brooms and brushes and whatnot. So yeah, it's nothing glamorous over here, and there's still a lot of things to do, like repainting this white wall, which hasn't been painted since I've moved in here. But yeah, it's just where I sew, nothing fancy. Put a chair there and I get to work. And over here is where I store the planners. As you can see, there's nothing left. But we are expecting a new shipment of planners, but this is new from Amazon, and again, one of those purchases that I made and I felt like, wow, I'm a business owner. But yeah, just put the planners here and my video equipment over there. But that is really it, guys. So I really wanted to speak to you guys about why I decided to get an office in Kent and not in London. So I am from London, I live in London, but I luckily live on the edge, so it's very easy for me to get into Kent, and it only takes me half an hour to drive here. If I didn't drive, honestly, I would not get an office, just because like driving is 30 minutes, but to actually get here by train or something would be like double, and I wouldn't feel motivated or inspired to go into work every day if that was my commute, which as leaving my old job, that's something I'm obviously trying not to do again. But when you get something outside of a big city, it's always going to be a lot more affordable. So the size that I have, what I would have paid if this was in Hackney or in Greenwich, for example, it would have been about 1,200, around that kind of price point, which isn't bad, and the space is big, but it's only because of the postcode. But because I decided to get this place outside of London in Kent, it actually only costs £450 a month, and that's inclusive of everything like service fees and everything. I get free parking as well, which was essential for me. I didn't want to pay for rent and have to pay for parking, and the only thing I pay outside of that is my electricity, which in summer I literally like £20 will last me the whole month, because I'm not really using that much electricity. But in winter, it's cold, it's so cold, so that fan is on all the time, and I probably will spend about £40 to £80 a month just because I had the fan heater on. It literally takes up so much electricity. But £450 a month in general is really good. It's really affordable. The space is really big for what it is as well, and it's just crazy because I did compare the pricing with an office space in London, and it was literally around £1,000 to £1,200 a month. So I'm saving a lot of money by commuting out. Will I ever get an office space in London? Definitely. This is something that you probably do in the early stages when you're trying to be lean and save money where you possibly can. But as I grow and I'm able to afford something, I'll always look for something affordable. But I would definitely probably get something in London next time, just because it'll be closer to wherever I live at the time. Thank you so much, guys, for watching my YouTube video. I hope you enjoyed this office tour. Please like, subscribe, and leave a comment if you enjoyed it too, and I will see you soon. Bye.